Doc Loves the Kids, a local Kitsap County nonprofit organization established in 2015 whose mission is to provide activities, programs, and community support for at-risk youth.
They put the you in community.
Doc Loves the Kids.
Welcome to Uncommon Courtesy,
where we give you the courtesy of conversation
that's uncommonly spoke of.
I'm D-Mac.
I'm Wesley.
And this is the show. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to catch us on our other shows, Plays and Parlays, UFC with LT, Civil Discourse, and the Friday Fix. Hello, Senior Wesley. Welcome back to another exciting episode here of Uncommon Courtesy.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm feeling fantastic.
Hey, so today was a pretty interesting day all the way around. Normally is, but there's so many different things to talk about. Trump gives us a plethora of things to always be able to go through. So, yeah. I know we're going to start with you today. We have some pretty, I would say, I would call it breaking news. I wouldn't call it anything, like oh my gosh moment. But I guess for some people it will be. Yeah, I'm gonna let you go ahead and address that.
So here we go. Trump targets mail-in ballots, seriously controversial voting machines. President Trump announced that he plans to sign an executive order to eliminate mail-in ballots and seriously controversial voting machines ahead of the 2026 midterm elections. In a statement on his Truth Social platform, Trump leaned into his long-standing disdain for mail-in voting, saying other countries have abandoned the practice because of the massive voter fraud encountered. I'm going to lead a movement to get rid of mail-in ballots. And also, while we're at it, highly inaccurate, very expensive, and seriously controversial voting machines, which cost 10 times more than accurate and sophisticated watermark paper, which is faster and leaves no doubt at the end of the evening as to who won and who lost the election, Trump wrote in his post. We will begin the efforts, which will be strongly opposed by the Democrats because they cheated levels never seen before by signing an executive order to help bring honesty to the 2026 midterm elections, he added. Trump for years has pushed unproven claims about widespread voter fraud involving mail-in ballots. He repeatedly described his 2020 election defeat as rigged, pointing to expand mail-in balloting that was allowed during the coronavirus pandemic. Nearly a third of ballots cast in the 2024 election were submitted by mail, according to the U.S. Election Assistance Commission, EAC. Reports released in June. While mail-in ballots didn't hit the record 43% level seen during the height of the pandemic 4 years earlier, they accounted for 30.3% of the ballots cast in the election, well above pre-pandemic levels. In efforts to dramatically overhaul the way federal elections are run, has faced legal roadblocks in recent months. So first of all, ladies and gentlemen, really quick, he got this idea because Vladimir Putin told him to do it. There's recordings where he's like, oh, mail-in ballots are terrible. We don't do that. So he's like, yeah, I want to do that too. And, he's trying to do whatever he can at this point to stop him from losing that 2026 election.
Yeah, it's crazy. At this point in time, man, we know we're dealing with an authoritarian. We're dealing with somebody who is trying to basically usurp the entire process of that we have in this country. We're watching it. We're looking at DC. Look what they're doing down in DC. He's basically said today, he was like, oh, so they stop elections in your country if there's a war? Oh, that's maybe he's just, it's all jokes and jokes and jokes until it's a reality. And so, but we have to look at him every chance he gets. This person throws former presidents under the bus in front of a foreign country. This is the worst possible person we've ever had a president. There's a bunch of people around him who really like this, because these are the worst among us. At the end of the day, we have to really look at the people who he's dealing with, the people who are voting for him. These are the dumbest, most. We're not gonna say it's not even about education. It's about common sense and your mental capacity to understand and not be duped and basically be an idiot. That's pretty much what you guys are.
Wes, I think at this point it's about character.
Absolutely.
Most presidents come in and, people, they want to do better for the American people. These people don't care. They're like, look, I know I'm doing terrible, but as long as you're doing worse than me, that's where I'm okay with. They want to watch other people suffer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And for him, he's still trying to distract from the fact that he ain't released those files, nor has he said he is not, a PD. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So not at all. He hasn't even brought that up.
But him trying to get, he's gonna try his hardest to do it. I mean, you saw recently that came out the article saying they're gonna start arresting governors, you know what I'm saying, and mayors and stuff. Like they're trying to come for everything. And it's just how long can people push back?
Yeah, look at this. This is the time that we're living in. This is like, look at this administration. We have to really pay attention to it. Like what he's overstepping boundaries, sending in the National Guard into California, sending in, also Marines into California, now into DC. He's taking like baby steps further, not even baby steps and taking leaps and bounds, and we're doing nothing about it. We're not even speaking on it. A lot of people are afraid to really confront this person about who he is. Oh, we're gonna get really tough on this. They had a thing today where I think an ICE agent shot into a guy's car, and they said, oh well, no one was hurt. Yeah, you know what I mean. But this he's emboldened them. He told police they can go do whatever the hell they want in DC.
They came out with their guns.
Do we not see?
They encountered them.
Do we not see what's happening here? He's turning us into a police state. And when people who live in rural counties, they're not worried about it right now because it's not affecting. Oh, it's all affecting you guys. We're 71% of the economy. Without us, you're nothing. Let's not even act like that. I mean, that's a messed up thing to say, but it's true. It's very much true. There is no America without us.
We have a concentration camp in the swamps of Florida where the people all in a cage have to share one bucket of one bathroom, one toilet that's out in the open. And it's overflowing because they don't have plumbing in it. It's a full-blown concentration camp for people that haven't committed any crimes. They're just not here legally. That's a crime. No, they haven't committed a crime. You know what I'm saying? So the only person I see fighting back right now, shout out to him, Gavin Newsom. He going hard on him right now.
And I'm gonna be honest, I've been hard on Gavin Newsom.
You don't like Gavin Newsom.
I don't. I mean, because of some of his views.
Yeah,
he's the only one.
Only ones. You see what he's doing? He's putting everything in caps. He got a picture of Hulk Hogan and Chris and Kid Rock on his shoulder.
Do you know? I mean, I have two different things I want to talk about, but one of them is there's a reason why Gavin Newsom can do this because that's a country. California is a country. It's not landlocked. It has the largest. It would be like the fourth largest economy in the entire world if it breaks off from America. I mean, they have the largest population, their largest GDP, everything. They can have agriculture. They're connected to both. They're connected. I won't say both, but they'd have a corridor to get to Canada or. You know what I mean? If they needed to, or shipping lanes, either way, so they can get what they need. There's a lot of reasons why those guys can do this. But
I mean, if California leaves the United States of America and forms their own country, I'm just saying if they do, Washington and Oregon will follow suit.
I mean, but I know what you're saying.
The whole West Coast would go.
It'd be a bad situation. But let me say this, and furthermore, right now, Trump's tariffs are tearing down red states. You look at Nebraska. They're bleeding right now. Nebraska was generally doing pretty well. They actually were doing decent when it came to like red states that didn't need government money, subsidies. They were still getting money, but they were still able to put out more. Their economic output was greater then. And so at the end of the day, but a lot of other red states are bleeding right now because of Trump's tariffs, because now they had a soybean deal that was worth some billions of dollars with China. What did China do? Hey, you know what? We're good. We ain't taking your soybeans. Now they got to sit on them. Now and plus they don't even have they don't have the agricultural teams to be able to go out and do this. So a lot of these farmers are just suffering all through the Midwest because of Trump, because of his tariffs. He's tearing the country apart. But you know who is getting paid? Hedge fund owners, his financial guys. They're making billions. I made this guy $900 billion, bragging about it. What do you make you, farmer? The one who voted for him, the guy who hates everyone else, the guy who thinks everyone else is on welfare and taken from you. Now look at your plate right now. Who's
Did you really say the farmer that he was like, yeah, man, all the migrants is gone, so I hired Americans. And they worked half the day. Some didn't show up the next day. Some kind of quit after an hour. They're like, yo, if you work hard enough, I told them if you work hard enough, you can make $100 today. And they was like, nah, bro, I'm out.
Ain't no way. We're not doing none of that, bro. It was like it's okay if you're used to bending over all day and bending, stooping and bending over and pick. It's not the hardest mental job, but it's tough on you physically, so it drains you mentally at the same time. Yeah. That's people who are like more equipped to do those jobs, people who are used to working hard, who come from that type of environment where that's what they probably did. But it's not any of us anymore. But this is America, and this is why they're trying to stop mail-in ballots. Let's talk about that. It's a huge thing right there, and trying to stop, trying to have different voting machines. I wonder whose voting machines they want to use.
They want to go back to paper ballots. Is what he's saying. But think about it right now.
Chads and all that kind of stuff, huh?
States where when they have voter suppression, they got 2 voting stations, right, for like 500,000 people right? And it's only open for a certain amount
They
of
do it
time.
in all black community. They do it in all any urban communities. They do that in. You know what I'm saying? Like where there's where there's a large population, like you said, it's ridiculous, man. That's why they're trying. Remember in Texas, they were cutting down the amount of voting stations and the amount of ballot boxes that they had out there, and they were making it so onerous and hard for you to vote. Who does that? Is it a person who's confident that they're going to win? You won the last election. You won the one in 2020, right? Right, he's a lie. He just sits there and lies so much, man. It's hard to even listen to it anymore.
Well, think about
at that point where I can't listen to a dummy like that.
There's Matt. I mean, well, there's not discrepancies. We know what it is. A lot of people are just like, I'm not going to vote for a black lady. They're like, I ain't going to do that. But think about it, like the numbers for Joe Biden were so big when he won, and it was so low for Kamala that like he should investigate the one he just won to see what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like
do you hear about all the discrepancies in the voting that just allegedly that happened with him?
Yeah.
But you don't hear us like, oh, touting that as being there. It is what it is. You won, guy. Okay, if this is what everyone says, this is what it is. It is what it is. We're not gonna cry about it.
Maybe we should.
People,
look at Gavin
Newsom.
Don't get me wrong. Gavin Newsom's out here making fun of Trump. He's making tweets like him. He's clowning him. He's going out. He's like, what are you gonna do? Do something. That's how everybody should be. People need to stop. Michelle Obama said, when they go low, we go high. Nah, when they dig low, we dig trenches. Get dirty. You know how to do it better. You're just choosing not to. You're fighting with people that have no moral compass. They don't care what happens to you. They don't care what happened to your mama, your grandparents, your uncle, your aunt, your homeboy that's been in America since he was 2 years old, don't know no better. They don't care about none of y'all. But y'all out here trying to have a conscience for some people that would just rather watch you burn and get marshmallows and do it. Like, look at them go. Look. I see people online all the time, bro. I bring that. Look at all the liberal tears. And I'm like, nobody cares. They'll be like, oh, I bet this is pissing the liberals off. No, it's not. We don't care.
You're angry with your own personal life, man. You are miserable people. This is what this really boils down to. You guys hate your lives. You hate your wife. You hate your husband. This is what this really is. It's not enjoyable to yourselves. You're like, oh, you want everybody else to be miserable like you. But you see other people do a living. You're like, how are they getting by? They must be on welfare. No, man, there's nobody who's getting by on welfare living like that. People who actually have jobs. The progressives and the people in these counties actually have the better jobs. They're doing things. They're not living your kind of a life. They're not miserable and angry at themselves for not doing what they thought they would do in life. That's the problem with you. I
need to add this too at the end of it too. While we're all sitting here arguing on the internet, I need everybody to understand that they came out with a report saying that 50% of the social media traffic is bots. 50%.
That's pretty big right there.
50%. So in the majority of comment sections, you're arguing with a robot that is there to make you mad. So think about it. We might all just be on the same page, but we don't know it because I was reading this article. I was flabbergasted. Like, damn. I mean, we're not all on the same page, but 50%, that's a lot. Half of the people you talking to online are robots.